Have you ever thought that choices you make that seem healthy could actually cause health problems you didn't expect? This video tells the story of a 65-year-old man who was very well liked and respected, who died suddenly of heart failure. In addition to doing a lot of hard exercise, he only ate vegetables. This is the story of how two big decisions he made in his life made his heart problems worse and led to his sudden death. You will be given important information about the risks of overtraining and the unexpected bad effects of a plant-only diet. Getting this information will help you keep your life in a healthy balance. To learn how to keep your health safe and stay away from these problems, read this article all the way through. You must not miss it at all costs for your health. Before we begin, I hope you'll stay with me until the end, because I'll be sharing one perspective that has helped many people find peace in the middle of life's changes. If you're ready for gentle growth, please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon so you're always part of these heartfelt conversations. And if you're listening, share this in the comments. I welcome change with grace. Your words have power, and they may just inspire someone else today. Now let's begin. People in Mr. Yang's community looked up to and respected the 65-year-old gentleman for always following the rules. When it came to health and fitness, he was known as a model. Mr. Yang stuck to a carefully planned vegetarian diet and strict exercise routines every day. Everyone who knew him could tell that he cared about his health. But when word got out that Mr. Yang had died suddenly of heart failure, everyone was shocked and couldn't believe it. His neighbors and friends had always thought he was very healthy and in great shape, so they were shocked by this sudden tragedy. Many people are still confused about what happened because he died so quickly. Once this terrible event happened, a full investigation was started to find out why Mr. Yang died so soon. Medical professionals carefully looked at his health and the way he lived his life. Through their investigation, they learned that Mr. Yang was making his heart problems worse by making two big mistakes that were easy to miss. Even though Mr. Yang's daily exercise and vegetarian diet were good habits, they told his family that they had missed some important details. The main problem was that he wasn't getting enough variety in his food, so his nutrient levels were off. Second, his workouts weren't changing up enough. Even though he worked out a lot, he didn't give himself enough time to recover. Because of all of these things, his heart and lungs were overworked, which made his heart problems worse and eventually led to heart failure. This shocking discovery not only showed how hard it is to keep your heart healthy, but it also strongly reminded us of how important it is to take care of our health in many other ways. A complete approach to health, encompassing good nutrition and exercise, is very important. The tragic death of Mr. Yang has made this point very clear. First mistake: doing too much exercise. Many people say that exercise is good for your health. Researchers have shown over and over that moderate exercise can help people live longer, be healthier, and avoid getting many diseases. Even with all of these benefits, it is important to remember that exercising too much can be bad for your health. Too much exercise can be good for you at first, but it can be very bad for your mental and physical health in the long run. Here are 4 great examples of what can go wrong when you train too much. 1. Making the body's oxidation process go faster. The amount of oxygen the body takes in goes up a lot when you work out hard. Even though the cells are taking in more oxygen, not all of it is being used effectively. During this process, about 2% of the oxygen is changed into oxygen-free radicals. Recent studies in science have shown that these free radicals can do a lot of damage. Even though free radicals help fight off foreign pathogens and keep the body from getting infections, they don't just attack invaders. They also attack healthy cells without discrimination, which has many bad effects. This attack on all cells without regard for their target speeds up the aging process and makes it more likely that cells will change. Even though exercise is good for your health in general, doing too much of it can make you age faster and even raise your risk of getting cancer. Please leave the first comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. 2. Making immunity worse. Many people don't know this, but free radicals, which are unstable molecules that can cause oxidative stress, can hurt immune cells a lot, which makes the body's immune system less effective overall. This process of hurting immune cells is very important because it makes the body less able to fight off diseases and infections. Additional studies using rats have shown strong proof that too much physical activity can negatively impact the normal functioning of thymic proteins. The thymus is an important organ for the growth and maturation of T cells, which are an important part of the immune system. It is possible for immunosuppression to happen when the thymic proteins are messed up. This means that the immune system isn't able to protect the body as well against pathogens. How much immunosuppression a person experiences is directly related to how much their immune system is weakened. This means that the stronger the suppression, the worse it is for the immune system as a whole, which leads to a gradual loss of immunity over time. 3. Changing how the liver and kidneys work. Researchers have learned a lot about how too much exercise can hurt the liver and kidneys by using rats as subjects. In experiments, it was shown that intense and long-term physical activity greatly increases the activity of liver-specific transferase enzymes in rat serum. This rise in enzyme activity indicates damage to the liver cell membranes. A very important part of the cell is the cell membrane, which acts as the outer protective layer and is responsible for keeping cells whole and many physiological functions, such as circulation. Damage to this membrane makes the liver cells less stable and less healthy overall. This speeds up the aging process of the liver and could make it less useful over time. In addition to having an effect on the liver, hard exercise can also have an effect on the kidneys. Blood flow to the working muscles is prioritized by the body during times of intense physical activity. As a result, less blood reaches the kidneys. As the exercise gets harder, the drop in blood flow to the kidneys gets clearly noticeable. This reduced blood flow can mean that the kidney tissues don't get enough oxygen and nutrients, which may add to cellular stress and damage. When the workout is over, a lot of blood rushes back to the kidneys very quickly. This sudden influx of blood can be too much for the kidney tissues that are already under a lot of stress, making damage worse and speeding up the loss of kidney function. These results show how important it is to find a balance between how hard you work out and how well you recover and keep an eye on your overall health. Regular exercise is important for staying fit, but it's also important to think about how it affects different organs and finds ways to support your overall health without putting too much stress on your liver and kidneys. 4. Making the heart sick. The heart is an important organ that moves blood around the body. During exercise, it brings oxygen and nutrients to workout muscles. So, how well and how strongly the heart works are very important in determining how much exercise a person can do. On the other hand, how hard you work out has a direct effect on how well your heart works. The muscles need more blood during times of intense physical activity to meet their higher needs for oxygen and nutrients. Because of this, the heart has to work harder to pump blood more quickly, which makes the heart rate and force of each beat go up. Too much exercise can put too much stress on the myocardium, which is the heart's muscle tissue. Short bursts of intense exercise might not show any problems right away, but too much or too long of exercise can cause damage over time. Over time, this damage can make it harder for the heart to work properly. As the level of intensity and length of exercise rise, the myocardium may be strained beyond what it can handle. This could lead to serious conditions like arrhythmia, irregular heartbeats, or even sudden cardiac arrest. The risk of heart damage makes it even more important for people, especially those in middle age or older, to exercise in moderation. Moderate exercise for about 30 minutes a day is usually enough and good for people, as long as their health allows it. Even for the most enthusiastic exercisers, it is important to carefully control the intensity of their workouts and make sure they do the right warm-up and cool-down routines. These habits lower the chance of getting hurt and make sure that the body, including the heart, can recover properly from exercise. For heart health and overall well-being, it's important to find a balance between exercise and rest and recovery. Please leave a second comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. Mistake 2. Eating only vegetables. A vegetarian diet has many benefits that are well known and accepted. However, it is important to know that a strictly vegetarian diet may not be right for everyone, especially older people. Illness comes from the mouth, as the saying goes, which shows how important a healthy, well-balanced diet is. Many middle-aged and older people who only eat vegetables may have serious health problems, like their blood sugar and lipid levels going up. Many studies have shown that being a vegetarian has many benefits, such as lowering the risk of heart and metabolic diseases, and possibly even increasing the length of your life. But eating only vegetarian food can have effects that were not intended. For example, in early 2024, researchers from prestigious schools like the University of Nottingham looked into how the January Vegetarian Diet Challenge was becoming more and more popular. Their study, which was published in the reputable journal Nutrients, looked at adults who had signed up for this challenge. Participants were divided into 3 groups based on their diet: lifelong vegetarians, recent vegetarians, and non-vegetarians. The study showed that all of the people who took part were seriously lacking in important nutrients like vitamin B12 and iodine, even if they had been vegetarian for a long time. Foods that come from animals, like fish, meat, eggs, and dairy, are good sources of these nutrients. The study also found that switching from a meat-based diet to a vegetarian one led to lower cholesterol levels and maybe even healthier heart systems. However, the lack of these important nutrients posed health risks. A study published in 2023 in BMC Medicine looked into the effects of a vegetarian diet on bone health in more depth. The women who took part in this study, aged 35 to 69, were split into 4 groups based on what they ate: regular meat eaters, occasional meat eaters, pescatarians, and vegetarians. The study looked at women for an average of 22.3 years and found that vegetarian women had a 33% higher risk of hip fractures than women who ate meat regularly. The study said that this higher risk was because vegetarians often don't get enough protein, vitamin B12, and other trace elements. These deficiencies can hurt the health of your bones and your body's overall strength. The results of these studies show that vegetarianism has many health benefits, but it can't completely replace the nutrition that comes from meat and other animal products. A lack of fish, meat, eggs, and dairy for a long time can have a subtle effect on the health of middle-aged and older people. The essential nutrients in these foods are very important for making stem cells and repairing damaged cells. Not getting enough of these nutrients can cause muscle loss, osteoporosis, and faster brain cell metabolism, which may raise the risk of cognitive decline and movement disorders. According to experts, it's even more important to eat right and exercise regularly. Cardiologist Dr. Zhang says that people in their middle years or older years shouldn't do too much exercise and should instead do moderate activities like walking or Tai Chi every day. He stresses how important a balanced diet is and warns against living a completely vegetarian life. Nutritionist Ms. Lee agrees, saying that while a vegetarian diet has its benefits, older people should eat fish, meat, eggs, and dairy to make sure they get all the nutrients they need. This method helps keep health problems related to poor nutrition from happening. 3 ways to keep your organs healthy. 1. Do 5 minutes of conscious deep breathing every day to keep your heart and lungs in shape. The lungs are what make breathing possible, but breathing has many other benefits as well. Deep breathing exercises that you are aware of can be very good for your heart and lungs. When you practice deep breathing, you work out and stretch the muscles in your abdomen that you don't use very often. This not only makes the lungs more open, but it also helps you breathe deeper and better. When you're working out hard, deep breathing can be especially helpful because rapid breathing can raise your heart rate and blood flow. This increased demand on the heart and lungs can put too much stress on them. Adding deep breathing to your daily routine can help you deal with this stress. Deep breathing makes sure that the body gets enough oxygen and helps to keep the frequency of breathing steady. Blood flow slows down because of this slower breathing rate. This lets the heart handle blood flow better and lowers the risk of damage. People in their middle years and older years can benefit the most from adding deep breathing exercises to their daily routine. Deep breathing for 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 3 times a day, can help keep your heart and lungs working at their best. As you do these exercises, try to breathe every 10 seconds evenly by taking slow, deep breaths in and out. Breathe in time with your heartbeat and notice how your lungs fill. Mindful practice like this not only improves the health of your lungs, but also your heart and blood vessels, making it a simple but effective way to protect your overall health. 2. Rub the belly every so often to help digestion. Peristalsis is the smooth and synchronized contraction of the stomach and intestines. It is a very important part of digestion, which includes absorbing nutrients and getting rid of waste. It may be good for you to gently rub your stomach after eating. This simple action helps in a number of ways. First, it helps mix stomach acid with food, which makes it easier for nutrients to be broken down and digested. Second, it can speed up the movement of food through the stomach and intestines, which also helps digestion. Also, rubbing your belly regularly can help your metabolism stay healthy and speeds up the process of removing waste from your body. You don't have to worry about whether to rub in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction. The important thing is to rub in the direction that feels good to you. It's important to use light pressure, just enough to move the intestines and stomach around without hurting them. This can be a simple way to help your digestive health that works well. Please leave the third comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. 3. Working on your balance to keep your brain sharp. You need to keep your balance to stay physically stable, and it also helps keep your brain active and stimulated. When the body lacks balance, the brain's movement-sensing nerves become highly sensitive to tilts and shifts. For these nerves to quickly send information to the muscles so they can make the necessary changes, the brain and body need to be able to talk and work together quickly. It is during this process of balancing that the brain becomes more alert, which helps block out outside distractions and focus only on staying stable. As doing this balancing exercise regularly becomes a habit, the brain gets better at quickly entering this focused state while doing other things. This makes both concentration and cognitive function much better overall. Adding balance exercises to your daily routine can be especially helpful for people in their middle years and older years. Standing on one leg is a simple exercise that works well. Start by doing this every day, and as you get better, slowly add more time to the balance. You can move on to harder variations as your skills improve, like balancing on one leg with your eyes closed. This progression not only improves balance, but it also makes neurons work better and brains more agile, which is good for both mental and physical health as you age. It's always a joy to have you with us. We've found the major mistakes that caused the tragic death of the person with heart failure. These mistakes show the dangers of overexercising and the possible problems with a strict vegetarian diet. If this video left you feeling uplifted or renewed, please subscribe and tap the bell. There's more where this came from, and We'd love for you to be a part of it. If you're feeling positive energy, share this video with 5 people you love. The more we share healing words, the more the universe flows life, strength, and joy back to us and to them. Be a ripple of goodness. The world needs it, and so do we.